Ladies and gentlemen, it's been the terribly aged X-Men trilogy!
This is 2006's X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah, but he didn't even bother to call it X-Men 3.
Again, like I
Well,
say,
it's got three claws.
badly aged trilogy. Like, even if X2 didn't age badly, that's kind of 2 out of 3. So, yeah, folks, we're here for X-Men: The Last Stand, and I'm gonna get my riot shield up for this. I actually kind of like this one the best out of the original trilogy. Now, I'm not saying it's the best, it's just the one that I actually find the most fun and the most superhero-ish. And quite possibly the most unique. Again, that doesn't make it the best.
Alright, we'll get started. Basically, start your copies just before the 20th Century Fox logo.
And here we go in 3, 2, 1, click. Oh boy.
Also, I was going to say, Joe, but how can it be honest if it's just an opinion?
Huh?
That's the thing, though. Sometimes when people say, let's be honest, that's kind of like, well, since movies are really subjective.
Well, Dwibs, when I was saying let's be honest, I'm referring to let's be honest that we all agreed that the first movie aged badly.
I don't.
Really? I'm pretty sure that's what you said in your final thoughts of that.
Also cute, the Marvel logo as is only X-Men themed. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you don't do that more often for, like, say, exclusive to Spider-Man or whatever.
That's Sony, though. This is Fox's way of doing it.
Of course, Jean Grey.
Oh boy, Jean Grey. Dio, did you get the Jean Grey survival kit? For aneurysms and everything.
In case you're wondering, for those who haven't seen it, the plot of this movie is slightly, and I use that in quotation also because it has only a very basic premise, 20 years ago. Similarities with Dark Phoenix, which by the time this recording hasn't come out, seems too much, you know.
All right. Some changes were afoot behind the scenes. Bryan Singer did not direct this film because he was busy with Superman Returns.
Great choice.
And
although later films were kind of show that Bryan Singer wasn't exactly immune, even when it came to making
who got
X-Men
replaced
movies.
and by later films, you mean one film, but whatever. Instead, Fox were trying to get Matthew Vaughn, who would later go on to actually direct X-Men First Class.
Huh.
However, there were some issues between him and the studio for this movie that he dropped out, and so he was replaced at the last minute by Brett Ratner.
Oh, the Rush Hour guy! Not exactly his style of film, I'm going to admit.
Yeah, and as for the writing of this film, we have returning Zach Penn from X-Men 2, and Simon Kinberg, who stuck around with most of the series, mostly in a producing capacity.
Simon Kinberg has to be one of the most loyal superhero filmmakers I've ever seen before, considering the turkeys he stood beside.
Well, to be fair, he co-wrote Days of Future Past.
And I believe he was the one who
Professor,
said...
you shouldn't really just go to a child and say, you're a mutant like us. Whoop. No, not my Renault trademark.
I can lift people's cars
up.
My Stan Lee, no!
Don't worry, Stan Lee didn't get lifted up, it was just his...
holes.
Yeah.
When did Stan Lee's cameo in Marvel movies officially started? I can't remember.
But you know what?
I think that was with the first X-Men movie.
In my opinion, it's very sad that the de-aging effect they use here is better than the one in the next movie.
Hey guys, look, it's Max from The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh my god, seriously? It's the same actor?
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
Although, I'll give him credit here, he does a pretty good acting bit.
Oh, it's Angel. Yeah, I forgot.
He's trying to cut off something that's growing from his back.
What's that clip from Very Odd Parents? I forgot where he's like, I respect your opinion, but making my authority as a parent, I just barge in.
My God, son, you're turning into a chicken.
Dun dun dun. Ah,
Inside his
why do we need to
appendages.
transition into his wings?
Because it's our excuse for a CGI opening, which superhero
Also, once
movies loved.
Also, once again, early 2000s superhero movie, so as per tradition, close up of random things.
Mid-2000s in
Mid,
this case.
sure.
Okay, the score this time was done by John Powell.
Which, not gonna lie, the soundtrack here feels quite alive. I mean, X-Men 2 soundtrack wasn't bad, and the first X-Men... Okay, I can't really remember the first X-Men score, but still... It's not a bad score for this movie, that's for sure.
I mean, apparently the rest of his work for 2006 included Ice Age, Meltdown, United 93, and
So
Anti-Fit.
we go to the not distant future where, holy cow, Logan's about to take place. Oh my god, the future is already wrecked. God dang it, Marvel Universe, you've done it again.
It's although again, this is strictly okay. You know what? From this point on, I'm just going to preface everything I'm going to say as my opinion, and not the opinion of everyone else.
Pretty much.
Because otherwise, I'd be saying that over and over and over, and it would get annoying.
That kind of goes without saying. Okay, so here's a weird power. Oh wait, that's right. Never mind. That's Rogue hanging on to him.
All right. Again, Dover mentioned about the world going to shit. I think it's I found that more effective in Logan, and the most actiony thing in that bit was him getting beat up by a bunch of gangsters.
Oh snap!
And yet that were more effective at building up the bleak future.
Oh my God, Kitty!
Also,
as
you can see Kitty Pryde is going into Ellen Page. Logan, what are you doing?
Oh my God, Storm! You have more of a personality.
Also,
okay.
basically...
What was,
go ahead, Libs.
What happened was, Halle Berry left the X-Men series after X-Men 2 to star in Catwoman.
Oh dear.
Catwoman flopped, and apparently so did a lot of her ability to command a higher salary, since she came back for this film on a significantly reduced salary.
Here's the weird thing, though. Here, she actually seems to give her crap.
Oh, here we go.
The fastball special. That's a nice little bit for the audience.
Oh my God, he flew into the searchlight.
Oh my God, it actually looks like a sentinel head.
Sentinel.
We're not going to see them again.
Yeah.
The next time we see the Sentinels will be in about 8 years.
And they won't exactly look that much like the Sentinels, but I digress.
Basically,
that's the interesting parallel, Joe. They look less like themselves, but they're in a much better movie.
I mean, giving credit what it's due, at the very least, this initial fighting sequence gives a bit more, screen time and fighting capabilities to all the mutants who had done jack shit in the previous movie, like Iceman or Rogue.
Yeah, that's again one thing I like better about this movie than the previous two is like, well, the full cast actually get something proper here and there. Don't get me wrong, there's still problems, but that is, again, part of why I feel like the trilogy as a whole hasn't aged as well. Like, again, the main...
Cyclops, you're still with a broomstick up your ass, I see.
Speaking of problems with this movie, yeah, Cyclops.
Well, if there is one positive, he's not in the movie that much.
That's the problem.
The reason for that is that James Marsden was tied up with Superman Returns, so he could only really come back for the little bit of this movie.
Notice a lot of hindrances with this movie have to do with Superman Returns. Oh, by the way, Bobby is, well, as the Nostalgia Critic put it, an X-hole in this movie to his girlfriend Rogue.
Well, mind, it's not like she's acting all that much better.
Yeah, they're clearly in a complicated relationship.
Uh-huh. Also, here Rogue actually does her best try at the Southern accent. Holy cow!
You don't understand.
How long after the last movie did this?
Actually, this is a. It doesn't even say it. Oh God.
It
I
happened
mean,
sometime after.
sometime had to pass for characters like Kitty Pryde to grow up a bit at least.
Okay, now
I
here,
guess.
here is quite possibly the best thing about this movie. Kelsey Grammer as Beast, like, holy cow, they nail Beast. 110%, I dare say. Like, Kelsey
I
Grammer.
thought you were going to say 180 because we go up for upside down.
It's,
Like, Kelsey Grammer was so popular as Beast that they even brought him back for Days of Futures Past.
Well, for a cameo.
Yeah. We thought we would get more, but, well, more on that later.
oh no, he's attacking Ubisoft.
Oh dear.
I thought Vivendi were doing that.
Oh,
My mistake.
aka the government's mutant porn. I love how they're all looking at her seriously, despite the fact that she is buck naked. I swear he looks like Don Cheeto, but that's not him.
I don't know, Joe. Oh.
Right, I think Mystique has more lines in this movie than the other two movies combined.
Pardon me, miss, but your actual name happens to be Xavier, I do believe. Continuity.
Wrong timeline.
About that, Dribs, about that, let's not forget, First Class was still this same continuity. It was only in Days of Future Past where they actually changed it.
Gotta love how.
Wow. So you headbutted
Okay.
yourself.
Well, there's an oxymoron.
Well, that could have gone better.
Okay, that was yeah.
Huh.
Hmm. You're fired because you're a dirty mutant scum.
So why did he hire him in the first place?
Because we're the military, we're evil.
Actually, that's surprisingly a thing. The military in this movie, dare I say, is not your typical case of evil.
I guess after the debacle with Stryker, they decide to low down a bit.
Probably, especially considering how much of a governmental mess up that was. But yeah, that's one thing I appreciate about this movie. This movie actually shows how society has come to become more accepting of mutants. Sure, there are still... Oh,
I'm sorry. The greater good. Also, gotta love how Xavier is basically paraphrasing the whole "with great power comes great responsibility" line.
Yeah. Yeah. We can't say it directly because we're well, we're not Sony, we're Fox.
She
Also,
can
isn't that kind of cheating?
not just that. She can materialize ink.
Huh. Also, I do believe it's in a deleted scene around this point where Jubilee shows up in her X-Men outfit.
Yeah.
Also, imagine Ellen Page with supernatural powers. Never seen that before.
Oh, hey, Moira. Complete with the Scottish accent and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And what per se, children, I was to say that this is actually foreshadowing for something very important to come in this movie.
At the very,
he felt
end.
a disturbance in the force. Professor.
Oh dear, batten down the hatches.
A
The school may
storm
be in
is
trouble
coming.
for a third freaking time. Also, somebody got puberty, I see. The kid with the channel-changing eyes now has a deeper voice. Storm,
is that the time of the month again?
Storm, I know you got your salary reduced, but come on, it's just cloudy weather.
You know, Storm does noticeably have more of a personality in this movie than in the first and second one. Or maybe it's just because she has more screen... How ironic! She gets more screen time in this one, but a reduced salary. And again, maybe that had to do with Halle Berry maybe getting a bit too big for her britches, from what I hear. What was the story? She wanted to actually leave the role at some point, but then after Catwoman she came running back?
Apparently.
You could say with the tail between her legs.
Ouch. Me ouch.
Yeah, perish the thought.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember, Joe, was there ever an instance where Storm was the leader of the X-Men show?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, here's the thing. One thing fans weren't too keen on with the movies even back in the day was that they had just Cyclops being the leader, whereas in the comics, it was both Cyclops and Storm.
Usually, from what I remember, it ranged from Cyclops to Wolverine to Magneto at some point. So.
Oh, no.
My problem with the
Venice?
One of my problems with this movie is that the foreshadowing in this film was about as subtle as getting bashed in the head with a mallet.
Ha! I love what you've done with your hair. Cute, I love what you've done with yours, too. Not more of a stupid wig. Actually, it looks like a much better wig. Anyway, basically, Teal, in the comics, there have actually been a lot of times when Storm has actually been the leader, to the point where, yeah, there was a bit of a fan demand for her to actually be the leader in these movies. In fact, Teal, I'm surprised you didn't know, because one of the... You know, I'm actually surprised you didn't know, Teal, because one of Storm's opening quotes in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is literally, "You now face Storm, leader of the X-Men."
I'm usually not a Storm player.
So they're making a drug move or suppress permanently the
mutagene,
the gene that adds them, that gives them their.
Okay, this is actually an interesting story quip. The government has moved from outright persecuting mutants to supposedly trying to help them. But, as many have said, that's also still a loaded issue. It's actually an interesting topic, which would carry this movie through fine. There's just one issue, but that issue hasn't popped up yet, so let's pay attention to this bit.
If anything, it's very topical, but I'll say later.
And they are giving them a choice.
The Coca-Cola original formula.
What, that new Coca-Cola energy drink they released around here?
Also, that name, Warren Worthington. +1 for her alliteration. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they get every single line they can with Beast just right.
But
about that.
Wolverine's hundreds of years.
Yeah, I think Hank doesn't know that. Exactly.
Tell him fuck off.
We should take the complaints and put it somewhere else.
Huh.
Yeah, where the fuck did Nightcrawler go?
Yeah,
I have no
idea. Should be the one
idea.
giving this speech.
I know, right? Version of the Blob?
No, it's clearly not the Blob.
The next movie.
Was that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be Psylocke?
I think so.
Oh, it's a bit, one thing I noticed, Brett Ratner is apparently infamously homophobic.
Oh.
Really?
And Ian McKellen's in this movie.
Yes.
Well, this is one case where I guess we have to separate the auteur from the artistry.
I've heard a lot of things to describe Brett Ratner, Jova. Auteur is not. He's got a pretty. Rush Hour aside, he has a pretty bad reputation for being. Well,
From
he's
what-
considered. He's
From what
considered a
I've seen,
hack.
is the last major theatrical movie release was the Teen Hercules movie.
Oh
The one with
God!
Dwayne Johnson.
Wait! Hold on. Well, okay, that movie wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was the other one that was bad on it.
No, but it was like the last thing that he did, theatrically wise. But yeah, if I have to be honest, I'm kind of with Magneto on this one. Honestly. The government just make it pass it through like it's a good thing because, oh no, equals, but in reality we're just acting a campaign of suppression and treating, they're just being as if it's a disease.
Now, to the government's credit, they are giving mutants a choice, but yeah, the way they're going about presenting this cure is very.
It's clearly
very
just a well-constructed method of facade.
Yeah. Another weird thing in this movie is that they introduced some class system like class 3, class 2, class 1. It doesn't factor into the story at all.
No,
It's just...
that's because it was a thing in the comic, and they try to adapt it very rationally here.
And the difference.
Either they should have started from the first movie, or should have given it at least more care.
Also, gotta love how they tried to introduce Quicksilver, albeit gender swapped.
No, you weren't. You clearly were another person last movie, so. Oh, it's still a Mystique, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I was about to say. I think Cinema Scene said it at some point. I think with Days of Future Past, they say, the biggest suspicion or disbelief that these movies have is the fact that no one at any point when confronted with Mystique true form gets aroused by the slightest. I refuse to believe that.
So, Tio, are you saying that that's something that Epic Movie did better than these?
Oh my god, no, that's going for the other way, and you know it.
But you gotta admit, they actually do
Most
apparently
wasted money my entire life.
Wait, you actually saw Epic Movie in theaters?
And Disaster Movie, another time job, another mindset.
Oh dear, yes. Back to this movie. Dr. Rao. I forget if she's a character in the comics.
Oh, I don't remember. Let me check.
She's played by that actress you remember from a lot of stuff.
Show her Agdashlu. I don't know how you say it.
Let me look at it.
Kavita Rao.
Oh, she was in the comics, apparently.
Yeah. A relatively recent character appearing in starting with 2004.
We have bold Justin Bieber.
You know, the ironic thing is like, well...
Whoa.
You know what's ironic is like, well, Kavita Rao, yeah, there was, you see, here's the thing. Her actress, Agladashlu, signed without a completed script, and she erroneously said that her character would be the mutant doctor, Cecilia Reyes. Oops.
You gave me Kelsey Grammer's hand for a bit.
Dweebs. A mutant called Jimmy. I'm sure we'll never see anyone else like that in this series.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyway, Jimmy is the mutant leech, in case you're wondering.
Oh, by the way...
that's pretty much his power.
Hey, guys, fun fact. You know that African-American guy we saw earlier?
Yeah?
That was Bill Duke. Guess what? His character is Bolivar Trask.
Really?
Yeah! This is kind of awkward in hindsight now, ain't it?
Oh, jeez.
The plastic surgery in this universe is amazing.
Like, seriously, they got rid of his dwarfism and made him black. Oh my god, they were paying homage to the Punisher comic!
Clearly.
So yeah, Scott could be doing better.
Jesus, man. Sorry, that will never get old.
I stare upon the river here for my lost love.
No, he's trying to find Metropolis.
Actually, no, this is like 2006. It's a bit late, but we can still use it. The Evanescence song.
You know what's ironic?
Wake me up, please, I can't wake up.
You know, remind me, doesn't he also play Lois Lane's fiance in Superman Returns?
I don't remember.
Because if that's the case... Bibs.
Sorry?
Doesn't he play Lois Lane's fiance in Superman Returns?
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then this is 2 times he plays second fiddle to another love interest. Like in this movie, he plays second fiddle to Wolverine, and in the other movie, it turns out his supposed would-be son is actually Soup's son.
Whoa.
And it turns out Lois is still in love with Superman. Poor guy. Although, now I think about it, we've never seen a deaf eye ray battle between Cyclops and Superman.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's one-sided, Drova.
Symbolism.
The only chance I'll have to see of that is if Warner Brothers and Disney. I was going to say Warner Brothers and Fox. But...
So yeah, in case you're wondering, yeah, now Jean possesses the Phoenix Force. How and why? I don't know.
She got it from the water.
Clearly.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, at least in the Dark Phoenix movie, we actually see how she gets the power.
And if anything, it's actually more closer to how she gets it in the comics. Instead, here, boom, she already has it.
She just has it because reasons.
Shut up. That's the problem. The Dark Phoenix saga is an event that, yes, indeed, it is posed a bit later in the storyline of the X-Men, but for a good reason, because it involves elements that have been established up until that point in the X-Men stories, but it includes also the space stuff, for example. It pretty much involves the X-Men participating in a sort of a gladiatorial fight in the X-Men, in space. And Jean gets possessed by the Phoenix Force there and manages to destroy the entire Empire as a result. Instead, they wanted to basically make it happen everything on Earth, and as a result, they had to butcher a lot of things or just compromise and compress stuff.
Look at that! The Phoenix is powerful enough that she took away his powers and now he can see properly.
And now he can snog her, I guess.
Jesus, that face.
That is until she gets tired of him and blows him up.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wee.
If you look to your right, you'll see Strikers is still tied to the wall corpse, by the way.
Yeah, gotta love how in all this time the government never bothered to erect again the dome.
I guess, they figure that, that's kind of a bad history that they don't want to touch.
I suppose.
Now, believe it or not, they actually do explain why Jean has the Phoenix here. The problem is that it's an incredibly neutered version that, well, if you read the comics, you would probably find just as slap-face worthy as you would coming right in.
I mean, it's like, again, it seems that the most that the movie writers get in trying to make the Dark Phoenix saga is the important stuff should be having Jean Grey look like a flaming bird. No, that's not really the point. The point is even the character growth, and the ones that done both here and in Dark Phoenix is butchered.
Oh god, for as many problems as this movie has, as someone who's seen Dark Phoenix, I actually feel that Dark Phoenix as a whole, mind you, not the origin thing, they did that better, but as a whole, Dark Phoenix does the Phoenix stuff even worse. But that's another story for another place.
Logan, what are you doing?
Well, that and there's a huge 13-year gap.
Kind of more troubled development cycle.
No excuse, yeah.
If anything, this was actually well prepared.
True, yeah. So
right,
what? Oh my god, guys, we stumbled onto the set for Death Stranding.
Logan,
A Hideo Kojima movie.
Don't worry, Logan. He didn't die. He just got teleported to Metropolis.
And he left behind his
So
boss
yeah, in case you're
Shane.
wondering, Cyclops is gone.
Oh boy, this is the start of many, many, many deaths to occur in this movie.
I get it that back then many people thought that this was going to be the last X-Men movie, so we wanted to have some kind of conclusion for a lot of things. But man,
okay, to Cyclops fans, you got gypped. Really, Jip,
Well,
like...
okay. In Cyclops' case, his actor was going off to do a movie.
True, but...
So I'm guessing this is better than having him being killed off screen or just retired and not barely mentioned in one line.
Honestly, it would have been better to just retire him, I feel. I mean, again, let's put it like this. Regardless of what... Okay. Ignore whether or not you like the films. Did Cyclops actually get to do much in X-Men 2?
No.
He did not. Sure, he gets to do some in X-Men 1, but we've already gone over the problems with X-Men 1. So, here's X-Men 3. His chance to shine, nope. He doesn't even get that.
Well, because his actor left.
I mean, again, it just feels kind of, I don't want to say mean-spirited, but it's hard to think of something else. Again, just retire him. Have him say that he's tired of the fight and wants to take a break or something. So
yeah, here we go. So yeah, what does the Phoenix Force give to Jean? Pure raw emotions, basically reducing her cognitive abilities to the one of a child.
And here's the deal. Apparently the Phoenix...
That's not exactly how it works.
And get this, apparently the Phoenix is another personality within her. That's what it is. Another personality. Multiple personality disorder. Well, yeah, okay, the Phoenix was another part of being, but the Phoenix was a giant space being who, mind you, didn't even start off evil. The Phoenix was actually there to legit help the world at first. She just ended up getting corrupted because of... reasons.
Remember, Jean's own character arc that she was having around the time.
Honestly, I'll just say this, the animated series handled it better, but then again, what doesn't the animated series handle better when it comes to Jean Grey?
Well, remember, actually, I see the montage, Jova. They keep the whole Jean Grey is useless trope because in a lot of episodes she's just there to be a punching bag.
She's even more useless than Jubilee, believe it or not. Again, this movie actually does remember to have a middle point and shows that while some mutants may want it, others may not. Because let's not deny, some mutants kind of got the bad end of the draw here.
It's true, John, but unfortunately the opposite is also true. There are mutants who, well, are better in their condition.
Yeah.
Another problem this movie had is trying to do two big stories at once. It's trying to do the Phoenix stuff, but it's also trying to do the mutant cure thing.
Yeah, that is definitely the major problem.
And for a movie that's only like 104 minutes long.
Yeah. That is definitely the major thing that brings this movie down a peg, is them trying to fit in all these subplots here and there. Speaking of subplots, here's that Max
Angela. Sorry.
Angel.
Played by Ben Foster.
In case you don't know, aside from the wings, because he also has healing abilities.
Look
Not
out.
as powerful as Wolverine, but it's close enough.
Wow, Angel, you're so lucky that you were still young around the time. That way you avoided the whole thing with Apocalypse turning you into Archangel.
Semantics.
Semantics indeed. Ah, there he is with his classic harness. Believe it or not, Angel was actually one of the original, and I mean the original X-Men.
X-Men
the
team.
very first X-Men team ever seen.
It was back when Beast was just a bulky human and not a blue parade guy.
Yeah, and back when Jean Grey was... Was she more useful back then? Yeah, I'm gonna say she was. The irony. She was more useful back in the Golden Age when she was made. Symbolism!
More freedom.
Yeah, after this we don't see him again for a while.
Oops.
Exactly.
Yeah. Honestly, my take on this is this.
That's an expensive glass!
Sorry, Dad, but I gotta show freedom!
Did he even
fly this thing?
Did he even learn how to fly?
Apparently. Yes, San Francisco News. There seems to be a man with wings now flying. Oh, it's a mutant? Ah, never mind then. Usual sighting. Not gonna say this though, the government probably didn't pick the best of circumstances. Yes, keep this kid on Alcatraz. That'll send mutants a very good message.
We don't know. That's the thing. Ah, the close-up.
Hello there.
Oh, snap.
Is it doing crush?
I'm sure they're just fine in there. Okay, those guys are probably better than the first two.
No, not Optimus Prime.
And you probably broke some of the mutants' spines.
No, Optimus! Oh wait, never mind. That was Nemesis. It's fine.
Oh.
Oh. Plot twist is really just sleeping.
Yeah, Mystique's getting
Well, time to go for a mutant shopping list. I had to get a new outfit and everything.
Oh, thank you for giving me the list, sir.
These Madrox.
Oh boy.
Oh, a multiple man, of course.
Played by Eric Dane.
Let's just don't do what Ultimatum did, please.
So who's next?
Kane Marco, the Juggernaut.
The Juggernaut is not a mutant, but
No.
here he is.
And here he's British.
I guess it's because he's
There
supposed
is a
to
reason
be...
why he's in this movie, but it's gonna be more apparent later.
I'm British, in case you haven't realised.
Yeah, here he's played by Vinnie Jones, who can be a decent actor, project depending.
How did the military manage to restrain me in the first place? No, not Mystique.
Yes, Mystique.
Oh.
No, not random guy burned to a crisp.
Maybe that's his name.
You're really not a redhead. You're a brunette.
What a shame.
And a lovely looking one, too.
At least we don't have to use the makeup anymore.
Okay, you saved me. Goodbye. Hey, Magneto, didn't you have a machine you were working on that could turn people into mutants?
I guess we forgot about that.
Oops. Dang. On the one hand, it does show he's consistent with his hypocrisy.
Consistently ruthless.
Yeah, on the other hand, though, again, machine, turn people into mutants, but never mind, that doesn't exist. Okay, so Beast is now resigning. Holy cow. Hey, stop me if you heard this before. Government official resigns because the government has gone too far.
Yeah.
Dang. So I guess it's been long enough for us to change presidents.
I mean, if there's one thing that in Marvel and DC Comics is mostly consistent in that when it's not one of the main, actual main characters covering that role, the President of the United States is one of the more uninfluential figures in the entire universe.
Except for when Obama was in office. Believe it or not, Obama's canon to the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, they even made that stupid Spider-Man tie-in comic.
Oh, I actually kind of liked it. I mean, yeah, it's stupid. Speaking of stuff getting stupid,
Gene, please.
Hey, babe, I just realized we're 38 minutes into this movie and we're only now getting back to your subplot.
Alright, this film has a 58% on Rotten Tomatoes based on 235 reviews.
And
with the consensus being X-Men The Last Stand provides plenty of mutant action for fans of the franchise, even if it does so at the expense of its predecessor's deeper moments.
That's definitely one way to put this. What's the audience score?
So let me get to Rotten Tomatoes itself.
I see you're drawing attention to their movie.
Honestly, well, for the looks of this, Jover, it's barely much better. It's 61%.
So, but at least it seems to be more, on par.
4% more positive. Wow, that's a huge number.
Oh, gee, a Wolverine and Jean Grey love scene. Never seen that before. Although, funnily enough, in the Renew Your Vows universe, Wolverine is the one who actually does get Jean, complete with a child and everything.
Although, funnily enough, the DVD release of this film actually did rather. It sold 5 million copies in this first week.
Nice. I mean, again, this definitely seems like, okay, movie, we get it!
Jesus.
Wow, she clawed him so hard, but don't worry, he'll heal. It's the perfect lover in bed.
Pretty much.
It's like a toy that will always... Uh-oh. Oh, snap. She wants the adamantium below the belt. This must be killing James inside. Here she is, finally, the woman of his dreams. Which is kind of odd when you get down to how little he's known her.
It's surprising at this point they don't go with the whole full bondage gear that she was having when she was in the Hellfire Club.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, the Hellfire Club is kind of out, which is a shame. They're a really cool concept, but then, well, I think they're part of the Dark Phoenix saga, too. Oh,
more like for later, Jova. Remember, after the initial accident, Jean became one of the black members, I think.
I think so.
Scott, he moved.
Yeah, I guess you could say he
there
moved.
was one guy who teleported here and snapped his fingers, but I don't know what happened after.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that, Theo. It's funny you mentioned that.
I don't think Fox ever owned the rights to Thanos.
No.
He, how do I put this well? He kind of came apart.
No, he moved, I promise.
Where did he move to?
Metropolis.
To the Metropolis in the sky?
No, he moved to the city of Metropolis and went back in time 40 years.
Now, why did he leave his glasses then? Wait, what?
He didn't. Well, it's the 1970s. He didn't wear glasses like that.
Okay, Wolverine, if you read the comics, you would know that it would be a mercy to everyone if you just kill her.
I mean, not to mention, there are several Elseworld stories that literally benefit from Jean dying before the Phoenix Force consumes her.
Joker, I was going to say the comics don't exist in this universe, but then there was that bit in Logan.
Yeah, which means
you have to treat it similar to the beginning of Hellboy,
To be fair, Magneto, you kind of provoked the situation.
True, but they shouldn't have had in the first place, like Beast said.
True. Again, if the movie were just about this, it could have been so.
You can clearly see
that
the walls are made of cardboard. Anyway, you can.
This film cost $210 million, by the way.
Class 5. What does that even mean? Because we haven't established that.
It gives a shit about the class system. It's not been in any film before. It's not been in any film since.
And again, they don't really do much to establish it well, even in the movie where it's introduced.
Not this one.
Eh?
Yeah, this movie, yeah. Oh.
Search your feelings, you know it to be true. Also, Patrick Stewart, are you about to have your Gandalf pissed off sort of moment? It's It's okay. So long as the Phoenix Force doesn't get transported into Scott Summers, you should be fine, Xavier.
Anyway, that mutant that was with Magneto, the one that he recruited with the goth chick, in case you wonder for the name, is Callisto.
The one that moves super fast?
Yeah.
Again, she was kind of our not Quicksilver for this movie.
It's like a family reunion.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. The creator backlash section of TV tropes, where it comes to stuff that people aren't exactly very proud of.
Go on.
There's quite a few examples I can list here. Simon Kinberg, who was the co-writer of this film, said there are a lot of things about X3 there are a lot of things I regret, mostly regarding how executive meddling for the Dark Phoenix plot to get the short end of the stick.
Oh, the irony, considering what would happen years later. Dang, history
Well, to be fair, he also took responsibility for that film too.
It's just, again, like I said, Simon Kinberg has to be one of the most loyal superhero filmmakers I've ever seen, considering what he stood by. Also, we don't get to see in the inside with Jean Grey's parents again. It's just, she's here.
Famke Janssen was also not exactly very happy with how this movie turned out. And, again, neither was Ellen Page because of Brett Ratner.
Oh boy, yeah.
Because she's gay too, and Brett Ratner's not exactly. As we established, Brett Ratner's a homophobe, but you know what the irony is?
What?
Brett Ratner actually cast her in the movie.
Ooh.
Oh, Zap.
Gotta love how DC's framed as it's almost an exorcism.
So if you're I don't even get.
Okay. That's the thing. Despite Brett Ratner being homophobic. And don't get me wrong, that does not excuse anything, like, screw homophobia. I do wonder if maybe he didn't let that affect his making of this film. Again, this is why I say this may be a case of separating the author from the artistry.
Don't make Patrick Stewart pissed off.
Maybe that wasn't the best way to get her under control.
Oh.
Yeah, whoops.
Alright, it's
Fight
on.
time!
Oh.
Alright, actually, guys, I got a question for you guys, actually.
Yes.
Which Juggernaut do you prefer, the one here or the one in Deadpool 2?
Either is fine, honestly.
It's a tough pick. I'd say that they both have their strengths. You like me? God, I love that effect. That is always funny.
So they're having the world's longest staring contest.
Let me in, Gene, and please, dear Christ, hope that nobody years from later makes a meme out of this. You will believe that Patrick Stewart can make sitting look awesome.
I mean, he does that regularly for Star Trek, so...
Boy, homeowners insurance is gonna go through the roof after this fight.
Well, it's generic American suburbia, so the houses were probably made with, with paste thin walls anyway.
Yeah, but superhero collateral damage, that usually boosts the insurance going off of certain Spider-Man comics.
One thing that's hilarious, under the executive meddling bit of TV tropes, Tom Rothman, who was the head of Fox at the time, and was apparently one of the guys responsible for the lesser parts of the X-Men films, apparently, he was deliberately dragging out negotiations between Fox and Bryan Singer for returning for X-Men 3, but obviously that didn't happen. So what happened? That there was a story apparently where when Rothman found out Singer was going to do Superman Returns, he had security kick him off. He had security kick him off the lot, but then had to bring him back a week later so he could shoot the House pilot. House MD. Yeah. The point is, Tom Rothman is a complete hack. There.
A lot of people involved with Fox kind of were, not gonna lie. Oh snap, she's gonna do it.
Oh,
time froze.
So many ways to kill Xavier. Will she...
So little time.
Will it be with the glass shards? Will it be with the house particles?
No,
Or...
we'll just dust him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Xavier dies. No, that's just...
No.
Why would you do that?
I guess it was leading up to that big foreshadowing of Storm.
Or at least if you want to do that,
Jesus.
do it for the end, for the climax at the ending, not like at the halfway point.
Oh my god, I do believe our
No wonder
killed one of my greatest friends.
No wonder we pretty much rebooted these after Origins.
He's just sleeping, dear. He's just sleeping. Now come along.
Oh, speaking of trouble production, the original cinematographer for this film quit after just a week.
Jesus. Did he also have other things to do?
Dunno.
My god, Storm, you could actually cry. I didn't know that from the first two movies.
Well, when the film you do after those first two is a big flop, you'd be crying too.
Yeah, I hear. Catwoman.
Yeah,
God, I hope I never have to go through anything as bad as you, Hallie.
Well, it's not. Well, from what I've read of the script, it's not as bad, but it's still pretty crap.
Well, hey, it's got this Deadpool guy in. How bad could it be?
I mean, I guess it could have been worse. We could have done Onslaught.
So, yeah, funeral time.
Oh, and as if the schedule wasn't tight enough, Brett Ratner apparently, whenever he had to, apparently, as he quoted, begin post-production the day he started shooting, pretty much sent, when a scene was complete, he just sent it to the editors. Normally, you don't do that till after the stuff's been shot. I mean, there's reshoots, obviously, after that, but still.
And God forbid this mansion get attacked again, or we have an incredibly dark and depressing future. I don't do funerals, Bob.
I mean,
but you're watching the funeral.
Considering how Wolverine is really old and he's seen a lot of people with him care to dying during the ages, it kind of makes sense.
Why, yes, Bobby. Go and comfort this girl, who I guess you've gotten to know so well, instead of, oh, I don't know, someone else who may be a bit worried or is in a traumatic time, especially with this. Yeah, your girlfriend.
See.
You know, Kitty, it's nice that I'm talking to you and all, but can we talk about how you aged up massively since the last film? I mean, I know you're still played by Ellen Page, so you still look rather young, but still, technically you are now consenting age.
I wasn't Ellen Page in the last movie.
Yeah, but you were a preteen, and now you're of consenting age.
Don't you mean consenting Page?
Ha 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 ha. Again, though, yes, it's nice. He wants to comfort her, but why her instead of his girlfriend? Like, what, were they setting up Rogue to get up with Gambit? God forbid. Hey, you know, where...
Don't worry, Alan, you'll be in a much better...
I mean, this is far from the worst X-Men movie, but yeah, I guess to be fair, at the time, this was the worst X-Men movie.
We'll never bothered you anyway.
You know, how it should have ended actually does make that joke on the Frozen parody, where you know Elsa joins the X-Men.
now that the whole going now, looking back at this one, it's interesting seeing a lot of things or a lot of either plot points or actors or whoever that were done in that ended up being in better ones after this. Ellen Page was in Days of Future Past.
And then we never hear from her again. Oops.
Yeah.
Seriously, Bobby, what the hell? I mean, I know you guys barely had.
Don't you see, Joe? He's too cool to have just one girlfriend.
Brrr.
Yeah, truth be told, Rogue is probably one of the people who would benefit the most out of a cure, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that why she wants to take that decision.
Again, this is one of the cases where the cure could come in handy. Again, maybe if the movie focused more on this and didn't have that Phoenix saga to bog things down, we could have gotten more on this. Kid, in case you haven't realized, I'm not exactly the master guru of everything. My life's kind of a screw-up when you get down to it. Like, I haven't even found out my true past, and my mentor has died on me. Although, knowing what we know, Wolvie, it's probably best you don't know your past. You should know what we were doing together, Wolverine. What monsters we were. How you walked away gently. How you were called Jimmy, and God dang you.
But don't worry, Wolverine. You'll see Professor X again soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Welcome to Once Upon a Time.
That's what it feels like.
I wonder if that's going to be on Disney Plus.
You know, Gene, I've suddenly been thinking back. Since I've known about your Phoenix powers, why didn't I ever urge you to use them during X-Men 2, when that would have been a very, very good boon to me?
I didn't properly have them yet.
Yeah, this is the power of retcon.
Again, this is part of why I feel that this trilogy has not aged the best, as a whole.
I think it was mostly this movie.
Gotta love this. Magneto is literally admitting that the Phoenix Force is just a Deus Ex Machina. It does whatever the fuck the plot wants.
Just like Jean Grey in and of herself.
Brr.
I immediately responded, I killed Xavier for yelling at me, but when you yell at me, that gets my attention.
Also, gotta love how Magneto had just dropped those syringes in front of him. So how good at Henry is that when he leaned forward, he accidentally stepped on them.
Oops. Yes, as nature intended you to be, a living pile of retcons.
Oh, you're a bit jealous? Yes, Pyro, you're edgy, we know. Jesus, fuck.
That's one thing about Magneto. Despite his war with Xavier, he still holds respect for no one more than Xavier, too.
Not just that, being extremist and all, Magneto always considers himself like a good guy. Yes, occasionally he has plans that deviates into the classic, super villain dickery, like conquering the world and everything. But a lot of times, instead, he seems more reasonable than people like, say, Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Dude, this school has done... Look, Bobby.
Oh, hi, Angel. See, get it, guys? It's an angel coming during the moment of crisis.
And he's someone here to help encourage them to fight again. Hey, if I could recover from Catwoman, we can do anything, gang.
Besides, I've been in worse movies than this. I've been in a film that killed the previous Bond continuity.
Wow, I guess people didn't really like that movie.
No,
By Another Day, not really.
no.
And Halle, believe it or not, there's something worse than Catwoman in store for Halle Berry. Movie 43.
Oh,
Well, that goes for you, Jackman, too. So.
Oh god! And also
haven't
Liev
seen it.
Schreiber! Liev Schreiber was in that.
I haven't seen movie 43, but
Don't. With honest suggestion that I can give you no jokes and everything. Don't do this.
Just wait for commentary time.
well, you do know, guys, we're going to have to do the British version of that film since that actually
I'll
links.
just stay out of that, honestly. I don't want to.
Logan, help me! I need some script, some screen
the
direction!
fascinating is
Give
too
me some
much.
story! Okay, this whole subplot with Jean just screwing with Wolverine's head. I have no idea why. Maybe it's the Phoenix who wants to kill all her other side's lovers or something, or maybe she wants to just take him like an animal or something. I don't know. There's definitely a weak section of this movie. It is anything to do with the Phoenix Saga. Huh, imagine that. Come on, Logan. Shouldn't we be giving the fans the other shift that they like, which is you and me, surprisingly? Yeah!
Especially considering Black in this continuity.
I know, right? Yeah, why do you love her exactly? I mean, at most you've gotten to know her through her healing you after you got knocked out of your truck. Just like how I made my choice to stop trying to do the stupid accent. What was with that, even? Oh no, he's
You
still
can tell
using...
he's very...
Gee, as I forgot, the school was called, guys.
Yeah, what was that shot?
It's to remind us that the school has surprisingly not been attacked yet in this movie. Who you actually haven't really been tending to. Don't get me wrong, Pyro's a dick, but Bobby hasn't exactly been doing a good job looking out for said girlfriend, now has he?
Oh.
So guys, what do you get when you mix fire with ice?
Oh, well, no one else was noticing them using their powers.
Because they're too busy yelling.
If anything, this will be the perfect moment. Oh, there you go. Where the government would have used that as an advantage. But I guess Pyro decided to just, burn the steps, literally. Please take me seriously despite the goofy background.
Oh my god, he's really using a cardboard background!
So yeah, this is not gonna look good on the re-election, President.
Yeah, especially the fact that you let a known criminal who was arrested be your aide here. Hi, Trask.
So, DEFCON protocol?
Again, let's not forget, guys, until the events of Days of Future Past, technically, this is all in continuity with what originally happened back then. So Peter Dinklage grew taller and became black, apparently.
Hi, Ali, Amy.
Yes.
Interesting cameo.
I mean, it's the role he was practically born to play. The yelling sergeant. Shame they don't have him in more of it, though.
Yeah, it's just a passing by cameo. It was already old by this point.
Hi, Rogue. Where's your character arc going?
Nowhere.
Pretty much.
Also, if the mutants just needs to get a single shot, you'd think that the line will flow much faster. But no.
We have right due process here.
Oh, I get it. It's like your traditional hospital bureaucracy. So you had like to get in line to get the acceptance, then you get in line to get another number, then to pay the actual acceptance, then you need to get a third line to actually get to your appointment.
Oh wow, yeah.
Basically, Java, while my country's national sanitary system is better in a sense that thanks to taxes we don't have to use a security,
hey,
Omega.
Omega.
Red, is that youth?
Yeah, a bit of a take on him.
Oh, actually, I think it's Kid Omega.
Huh.
Played by Ken Leung. Basically, the point is, Java, why it's better because we don't have to pay, aside from the taxes regularly. It is compensated by a shitload of bureaucracy.
Jesus. I mean, at least with our healthcare, it's simple, albeit expensive. It's like, pick your poison with these.
Yes, Dibs?
Okay, I'm gonna be quite honest here, guys.
Ooh.
Because of how messy the film's plot is, and because of how erratically it's being told, I'm having a really hard time getting into this. And I can't really explain it, but this film feels, for something that's supposed to be the climax of a trilogy, this feels rather dull.
I think
this feels more like it should have been the second movie. Not in a sense that it should have been done this first and then, actually X-Men United, but just having this as the second movie and then having another conclusion.
Yeah, I definitely get what you mean. Well, the action...
And bye, Kid Omega.
You were saying, Java?
I mean... Yeah, okay, while this does... While the action in this movie is quite possibly, I'd say, the better out of the three, it doesn't help that, again, it kind of does happen a bit with no rhyme or reason in some cases. In the sense, like, well, like you said, some plot points just come and go, or some of these just feel like a mixed mess.
Yeah.
Hey, Magneto, who was the other guy who gave great speeches but also led people to their deaths?
You probably should know him.
The guy who nearly had you and most of your other people killed.
That's always one of the biggest ironies with Magneto. He never realizes how much he is kind of like you-know-who from World War II.
Aside from the moments, like Venbo, you get the moments where character like Wasp or Carol Danvers call him out of nowhere, where random situations where he will feel like that, where he will fit the role like that.
And then there's House of M.
Yeah, House of M, a continuity where Magneto wore a costume that is literally copyright strike by the King of Spain.
Yeah. I mean, I'll not deny, House of M was a very interesting thing, especially since for quite a while it was the actual Marvel canon.
For a while, at least.
God, this has not been my best day.
How does it smell like?
How do you smell adamantium?
I guess he's practically made a hobby out of messing with Wolverine.
Some metals do have a taste, so I imagine they can have a potential smell as well.
Yeah, I think we kind of got that vibe when the way you said, "Do you think she's being held here against her?" Well, to be fair, Logan.
Away with you.
Well, to be fair, Logan, he was in a house that was being blown in all corners and all directions. It's not like he could get up that easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another problem with this movie. Character.
And I just had my appointment with Sonic the Hedgehog. Damn it.
That's another problem with this movie. There's a lot of really dumb lines.
Dang.
So yeah, Mystique betrayed them.
Well, I mean,
like you said, how often I feel like a woman's scorn.
Well, yeah, to be fair, yeah, they did it first.
And I guess she's really mad considering how she betrayed her own brother Xavier for all this. No, I'm not letting that one go. Let's not forget First Class.
Adopted.
Let's not forget First Class was well before any time travel shenanigans happened. So yeah, Mystique still betrayed her brother.
Half.
Nice.
Well,
Half.
Adopted
brother, but still, though, they loved each other very much.
No,
going up for
it's
First
so
Class.
screw up the fact that in this continuity it's Mystique who's the step sibling of Charles and not the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Honestly, too, considering how crap Juggernaut is in this movie.
What are you saying? He's so popular. The
like
internet made sure
he's
to
there
bet.
for a reason, but it's going to become apparent later.
One line.
We'll get to it when we get to it.
I mean, hell, Deadpool 2 didn't make a joke about the line.
Well, maybe
that's
Dweebs,
that's Deadpool 2.
That's the thing, Dweebs. So maybe that's the entire point, that they wanted to demonstrate that they could do something more with the character than just, meme value.
And we're talking about the same film franchise that mocked the crap out of Deadpool from X-Men Origins Wolverine. Uh-oh.
It was multiple men. Jokes on you, it was just one guy.
Gotta say, that guy's pretty dedicated, seeing as how they're probably gonna capture and depower him.
It's an interesting thing, though. Like, I thought the president was like, wow, they're shooting down the mutants quickly.
Okay, here we go, folks. Quite possibly.
What everyone knows.
That is one thing about this movie. It's like, for as dumb as this movie has quite possibly some of the most memorable moments throughout the original trilogy. Like, whenever people quote a certain line, it's from this movie. Whenever people bring up the action, it's normally from this movie.
Well, again, though, it's like the argument people... It's like that argument Nostalgia Critic throws for Beyond Thunderdome that I never really understood.
Yeah, true. Just because something's memorable doesn't always mean it's the best.
Or good. I mean, if we allowed that to be, be our, if we allowed that mentality to be how we judge movies, then we might end up with another Dark Ages cinema.
That would make Star Trek The Final Frontier the best movie ever then. Well, okay, to be fair, even it's not the most memorable, but it is pretty memorable. Yeah. Also,
the point is I don't really subscribe.
Okay, I don't know about the costumeture. Basically, the idea is like it's overall black outfits with different color outlines. Meh. But okay.
Oh, we finally have a sort of callback to the title.
Yay! He said it. Now we can all go home. Also, we finally have something of a proper team.
Yeah, can you believe it? We're about to enter climax territory? Because I can't.
Yeah, this film was really rushed.
Yeah, again. Well, the action scenes...
It doesn't help that it's really short. How long was X-Men 2, actually?
I think around the same length, if not a bit longer. Let me check.
This film was like 108 minutes.
Let's see.
X2 was 100. X-Men 2 was like nearly half an hour longer.
Yeah, weird.
Woo! We're finally going.
X-Men 2000, X-Men 1.
Yeah.
Was about a couple of minutes shorter than this, but that was.
And that was like the first movie.
Yeah. Hey, Bobby. Yeah, you're here. Your girlfriend's elsewhere.
Don't worry, you're gonna be in Days of Future Past as well.
Shame that, Rogue doesn't get to participate in the final battle scene. Kind of like how she got...
No, actually, no, Colossus is here.
Yeah, Colossus. Yeah. Like, here's the thing. Rogue didn't get to participate in the final battle scene of the last movie. She was the hostage of the final battle scene in the first movie. For as bad as Cyclops fans may have it, at least Cyclops got to fight in the first movie proper. Rogue fans, though... Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, remember... What are you playing?
Oh, yeah. Was that Temple... Was that Tomb
That was
Raider?
created on PlayStation 2. Yeah, remember, kids, if you don't know, there was a time where cars were sporting this idea that you could have monitor screens on the back for your children, and you could look in some occasion, they had some deals with like Sony for PlayStation 2.
Yeah, this was
I
back
don't know
before
what
the
we're playing.
smartphone and laptop,
Maybe
and
it
of
was
course.
the Mark of 3? I don't know. I'm gonna check it. Just maybe TV Tropes mention it.
They're obviously not playing Spider-Man 2.
Nah.
Okay, folks, here we go. Why possibly the most memorable X-Men scene there is.
Also, this also began kind of a running gag because apparently a criteria for being in the Brotherhood of Mutants is that you really, really don't like bridges.
Yeah. Move aside, dearie. You wouldn't want to piss off the Metal Master.
I thought there was another character named Metal Man.
You must be thinking of Mega Man. Now be gone or welcome to die.
Welcome to where?
Welcome to die. It'll catch on later, I'm sure.
Well,
now I have a bridge to take.
Well, you did have your roots in Germany, so you're saying welcome to the...
Hey, maybe that's what he meant in that game, Tio. He is Magneto, master of magnetism.
Damn it, we just repaired this bridge from the movie that last...
What, the one with the
this
Hulk
bridge.
in 2003? Yeah,
Yeah,
the
we
Hulk
just-
was also on that bridge in that movie.
We just repaired this bridge, damn it.
Oh, and don't worry, Venom will have his fun in San Francisco. Wait, you know, I just realized, Tio, a lot of superhero movies have been taking place in San Francisco.
It's either San Francisco or New York.
Sir, there appears to be the bridge coming at us.
The Golden Gate Bridge, yeah. Darling, is it just me or is the Golden Gate Bridge turning?
Yes, honey, in fact, I think it's getting closer. You know, honey, you remember how things were weird in the 60s? You don't think those days are coming back, do you?
Whee!
See what I mean about dumb lines?
About what now?
Charles wanted to build bridges.
There we go. We finally created it. The X-Men, the abridged series.
That's something that I don't think even MCU would do that. Hi.
Please remain in your vehicles for the safety of this ride.
Yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't topple that vehicle over.
And now it
And now
becomes
it's suddenly
incredibly
night.
nighttime.
Yeah, what
Okay.
That walk must have taken a lot longer than
Ed Wood, is your spirit possessing the director?
What do you know? Don't you know anything about the special disbelief?
I'll take that as a yes.
Okay, yeah. Well, hey, Joe, we found another thing that Dark Phoenix does better than this film.
Yes, okay.
Simon-
Congratulations, Dark Phoenix. You actually managed to go proper from sunset to nighttime. I feel just dirty saying, okay, look, it's not that Dark Phoenix is the worst superhero movie of all time. Far from it. Oh, get it? My chess analogies. Humans and their guns, which I have no problem using every now and then.
Oh.
Oh,
Ha. Surprised?
they even have grenades.
That
shrapnel
spray,
like
the
that.
cure, and everything.
No, not Quill.
Who?
Or was it Toad?
No, Toad died in the first
Oh,
one.
that was Quill then.
So it's confirmed that he's dead then.
Or he got zapped by lightning, Jova.
True.
Dribs. Rule number 1. Unless there's a body.
Shit.
Okay, that's rule number 1, I guess. Rule number 2. Unless there's a
Oh,
body.
hi, Arclight. I forgot you were in the movie.
Yeah, she does stuff.
I'm gonna look forward to when Deadpool impales you.
Oh yeah, she was in that movie.
Game.
Oh,
Remember,
the game.
basically, the idea is that Deadpool won High Moon Studios did not have enough budget to famous villains, so we need to recruit a bunch of little who. I mean, Arclight, Vertigo, and Blockbuster.
Do we have any plastic tanks?
No, that's just... Of course, and then God help us. Ding!
Anyway, I can't seem to find the games that we're playing, so I don't know. Probably I'll search it freeze frame later on. Oh.
Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. For as rushed as this climax is, when it finally comes, it's pretty freaking well shot.
Thing is, Jova, like...
Yeah, I know. The problem is the journey.
Not just the journey. Oh, hello. I don't know how to I don't know how to explain it properly, though. So, it's like some things didn't felt as this feels the climax on this in the second movie felt more like a conclusive climax of sort.
I get what I get what you mean. It's like, well, for as awesome as this is, it lacks a conclusive feel, especially considering where it's going to go.
Plus, it didn't help. The film feels so rushed. It's like it's not even like it doesn't even feel like the previous two, where it's like, oh yeah, here comes the big climax. This one feels like, oh,
here's a trailer shot.
This one just feels like, oh, it's climax, huh?
Yeah, clearly a trailer shot.
For honor, for glory, we stand together, gloves in hand.
Yeah, in case you were wondering, Lord of the Rings was a couple of years before this.
Hey, Ian McKellen was in that too. Go on, go on. You can fight them later for the boss battles. Later, I mean right now.
You know, Callisto, like, you look like you actually wanted to make out with Storm with that expression.
Maybe she does, and she just wants to conquer her.
Oh.
You know, Callisto's powers is actually that she can sort of actually masquerade or take on the powers of other mutants. But here they just stuck her with super speed. Again, it really feels like they wanted her to be the Quicksilver before Quicksilver.
Oh, that's nice.
So he's sending Juggernaut in to kill the boy.
Am I going to do something, sir?
You're there as the backup just in case. I mean, God forbid I send you in the forefront.
But I thought this story was supposed to be about me.
Oh, here we go. I think.
Go, Kitty! It's your duty!
But I thought the story was supposed to be about me, sir.
Come on, eh?
Oh!
Come on, Logan. That was lame. Anyway, here we go.
I thought Wolverine wasn't really
wait
that
for
much
it.
of a jokester.
Wolverine gives a lot of one-liners.
There we go. You have the entire reason Juggernaut is in this movie because a not Flash animation, but a sort of a Bridget series read-up of the X-Men cartoon was popularizing the shit out of someone voicing the Juggernaut and constantly yelling, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch."
I mean, it's not even that well delivered of a line.
It's just weird. I think Vinnie Jones can do better than that.
Well, again, he was in Snatch. He was much better there.
Okay, time to go.
Yeah, I think...
Shit.
Yeah, I think that's actually Psylocke.
Maybe a bit prickly, but okay.
Okay, this is Quill, actually. So who the hell was that guy from before?
Quill knockoff?
So Quill's a deadly hedgehog?
Yeah.
Well, they don't call him Quill for nothing.
Pizza quilt? No, wronger.
No.
Punch.
Beat the crap out of each other? Then again, knowing Churchill, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Churchill film with Gary Oldman recently?
No, but I've seen a
No.
lot of World War I and II history.
Someone told Kitty Pryde that Leech drains the power of people. Yeah.
Oops.
Who actually plays Leech? Let me check. Because it looks like a bit like Haley Joel Osment.
He does, doesn't he? But I think Haley Joel Osment was starting to become a teen by this time, going off of his
What
solo
year
voice.
was The Sixth Sense?
Ugh. Again, more horrible one-liners. Who's hiding, dickhead?
Cameron Bright. Cameron Bright, sorry. Let me check what he did. Oh, he was in Ultraviolet the same year. Weird. Oh no!
What?
He's Alec in the Twilight Saga.
Oh my. Hey,
And
Dad,
that is
I just came by to save you.
And ever since 2016, he hasn't been in anything.
Yay,
So-
Angel got to do something.
So the bald guy was in Twilight and
Dead.
No. See, it's okay. Storm has mastery of her powers, so she's just knocked out. And smoking. Okay, it's time to take off the kitty gloves now. Things are heating up now.
interesting
Yes.
thing, guys, but one question.
Yes.
What happened to the other main?
The Dark Phoenix Saga? Yeah, good question.
Yeah,
Anyway, you were saying, Jovel? About the other, where the other subplot is?
yes, you see, we're getting it prepped in its locker room for its, final showdown here. It'll turn out just great. We promise. It's totally not gonna be rushed out the door or anything. Oh my god, this is gonna be a disaster. Heck yeah, we do!
Well, you were supposed to.
But it's not like we haven't worked as a team before.
We work as a team now, because I say we do.
Because we are...
Before.
Muted heroes! What goes up must come down.
Oh, come on, we're not even frozen in chunks of ice, we're just cooled down. That's lame.
Methinks the budget may have gotten a bit rushed at this point.
But it's 210 million. It was like way more than even the second movie.
I got nothing then. Now let's finish this.
Again, I know.
Mano-y-mano. Fire versus ice.
I gotta, but it don't all go to the effects, but yeah.
And yet, these are more convincing, element effects than Avatar The Last Airbender movie.
That's sad, but he's right. Hell,
So 4 years on and technically didn't, it's a bit, the effects were worse.
Hadouken!
It's funny because Fox would end up make the second Street Fighter.
Oh, you mean Legend of Chun-Li?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
snap,
finally
he's
we
going
get
to do his
Iceman, what he's
signature
supposed to
move.
look like.
Yo.
In case you're wondering, you know the levels from before? Iceman is technically considered an Omega level mutant, the highest grade, and he's just holding back for most of the time.
Yeah.
Whee!
Fastball special!
Oh.
You are the dumbest I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You probably should have learned to mind your surroundings. Quote, Batman Begins.
Oh no.
Oh, snap.
You know, just one should have been enough. You didn't need to put all 4 of them.
It's Magneto. We can never be too careful. Oh, dear Lord. So this is what it's all come up to. Me, reduced to that of a human.
It's a bit of an anticlimactic ending for this particular.
Oh, but
Magneto,
it's
yeah.
okay. He's got one last trick up his sleeve.
So, I mean, after all that, main villain of these 3 movies is taken out by syringes.
But they were special syringes.
Actually, Wolvie, I think she has the high ground.
Yeah, literally. And that's never a good sign. Bad timing. Uh-oh. It's the Phoenix!
Jesus.
And somewhere Thanos is watching this and saying,
This gives me an idea.
yes.
Hang on, that would make. But I think the way Thanos does it is more
Peaceful.
complicated.
He does.
I'm
has to
pretty
get a
sure.
bunch
Well,
of-
that's the
he
thing.
has to get
Basically,
He has to get a glove. He has to get a glove. He has to get a bunch of stones, and he has to snap his fingers. Whereas
Not
this
just
woman
that,
is doing it with
Dweebs,
her mind.
what he just wish is the half gone. How it happens is what the gloves does. Basically, it's the actual weapon mechanism of the glove itself.
Oh, wait, I love this line. What have I done? Why did I sign on for this
I
film?
don't know, Eric.
Heck,
I mean,
even
she's barely done anything for it.
Heck, even the remaining bad guys have been disintegrated. Who can stop her in this time of need? Not Storm, even though Storm's a pretty powerful mutant. No. Although I guess to be fair, it has to be just him because he can survive the disintegration.
Well, there goes the Blackbird.
God dang it, again?
And there goes the other side mutants.
There go the remaining bad guys. Again.
Seriously, what? The movie, it's like the movie is realizing it's almost over, so he needs to wrap up things super quickly.
Gotta kill. Again, man oh man, somewhere Thanos is watching this and really thinks this is a good idea. Only he'll only disintegrate the living beings. Come to me, my Wolverine.
Also, again, I hate to stress out Jean's character development. Ever since she has been, she's been resurrected, is the fact she has killed Cyclops, made out with Wolverine,
And
killed Professor Xavier, and now she's a raging psychopath. That's literally it.
Oh, but it's okay because she gets him shirtless. Thankfully, his pants stay. Guess she's merciful there.
So, if I wanted to see shirtless Hugh Jackman, go on.
I mean, you could see a shirtless Jackson in almost any of these films. Oh god, skeleton. That's a little too much fan service there.
Do it. Killer.
Not exactly like you're giving me much of a choice, babe. For you.
You're a big Phoenix.
Do you want me to send you to? Do you want me to send you to Metropolis
Save
too?
me!
And there you go. That's all that it takes to kill the mighty Phoenix. Just a simple stab.
Yes, because Phoenixes are known for how easily killable
Not
they
just
are.
that, the Phoenix Force, among other things, gives to Jean Grey a sort of healing ability. Killing her, despite becoming a meme, killing Jean Grey is very, very hard.
But don't you know?
So-
But don't you know, Tio? But don't you know, Tio? You see, her Phoenix is actually in this case just her split personality that was released by
Why
water
even
crashing
bothering with
onto her.
that?
So we can have
Again,
him
yeah,
hold her in
at
that
least
iconic
in-
pose and scream no, I guess.
At least in again, spoilers, but at least in Dark Phoenix, it required her to kill herself.
It was still stupid there.
Well, whatever. Is it any worse than just being stabbed to death?
Yes.
And very gently,
Let me
mind
put
you.
again, I'm not going to talk too much about that because I don't want to get into a rant about Dark Phoenix, but yes, Dark Phoenix does it worse. Not that that excuses
I
this
don't know.
movie. Yes, now let's look at the casualties of this movie. Oh, isn't that cute? They put Jean Grey and Scott Summers next to each other because I guess
What's
they
with the
really
discount?
do love each other.
What's with discount Lord of the Rings music?
Because, Tio, a great battle has been fought, but there has been many a loss. Also, I
Mostly-
see Xavier
mostly for
gets
the
the
bad
big
guys.
throne grave.
Oh, hi, Rogue.
Oh, boy.
Oh, fun fact: there was an alternate version of this scene shot where she chose not to go through with it.
Hell, there's even an alternate cut of Days of Future Past where she's there. Is she with Forbidden Powers in that cut?
I don't remember.
I don't think it's worth doing that one.
I think it even goes to show that even the filmmakers didn't know exactly what they were doing with this. Like, they thought, wait, do we really want to do this? I mean, she hasn't really gotten to do much. We're doing this? Okay. Hey, kids, we're back. Why did you leave? I mean, it's not like the school was in
I
trouble.
remember that was Leech, so now he's part of the school as well.
Oh, how nice. Wait, doesn't that mean that he'll kind of take away their powers just by being near them? Oh, whatever. And now Dr. Hank McCoy is back.
As United Nations
Representative.
Goes to show humanity is moving on forward. And meanwhile, Wolverine is wondering, so, do I now own the school or something, since it seems like I'm, like, probably the best candidate to be the leader now? Or maybe, you know what, maybe I'll just go to Japan and try and find my old flus.
Oh yeah, I forgot that the Wolverine was a thing as well.
Oh, it's just a shame. I like the Wolverine.
Is it set after this or after Days of Future Past?
It's set after
the Wolverine set after this.
And look at that, the Golden Gate Bridge is back intact. Hi, Angel.
Somewhat.
Well,
You
they're
did
rebuilding
stuff.
it.
Oh, right. You know, Mac, I really hope we don't have to deal with this bridge getting dealt with again. But meanwhile... Meanwhile, there you are.
Oh, you're feeling alone, Eric.
Maybe you could play a chess game with yourself, like Jerry's game.
But that would mean I have to keep moving to the other seat.
It's good exercise for you, especially after all you've done to humanity.
Okay.
Oh. And that's it.
So the cure doesn't
It's
work?
temporary or something.
It's not much of a cure then, is it?
Oh,
But yeah,
Avia
it's-
Rod, hi!
Basically, it's like maybe or maybe not. Like,
Why am I not surprised that's something that had Avia Rod
also,
as a...
not to mention, the last one we saw Mystique was when she was giving secrets to the government. That's it. We don't see her again, so maybe even she can recover her powers at some point.
Who knows? But believe
What
it or
a
not, guys,
mess.
we're not quite done with this movie yet. There's actually, believe it or not, an after-credits scene.
Anyway, Dweebs, you want to start your final thoughts in the meantime?
Yeah, I've never understood the sudden reappraisal of this movie because a certain critic said it was. Um, yeah, this movie's just a complete mess. It's trying to do too many things at once in a short amount of time. Um, honestly, I don't think even the action was really all that exciting. Yeah, there's more of it, but there's not much weight to it, not like the other two films, and hell, even some of the future movies. And yeah, I mean, for something that was supposed to be a big climax, it's called The Last Stand after all. It doesn't it feels really anticlimactic. It's just like, okay, we have to hurry up and sort this out. Here, do this, do this, do this, do this, do that. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this is not a good movie. I'm sorry. It's easily the weakest of the three in my opinion, and it would have been the worst one if it went for the very next film.
Oh boy.
Ingenious film partners. They are.
Yeah, aside from Fox distributing the movie, there are a lot of production companies from Marvel: Dune Entertainment, the Donner's Company, and the Ingenious Film Partners.
Yeah. So yeah, that's me done. I don't like this film.
I'll go quickly next. To quote Deadpool in the Deadpool versus Cell video that Team 4 Star did, after he hangs up on Wolverine, one of his voices asks, "You think he remembers X3?" And he's like, "No one remembers X3," and there are good reasons for it. This is just a mess. There are some things that are really enjoyable about this movie, I will admit. But it's just like droplets in just a sea of rushness. It really feels this one case where the movie being rushed really feels. Um, then there are too many plot points thrown together, and similar to the previous one, having to deal with a lot of characters at the same time is detrimental because there's not a lot of establishment for them. Some cute things are resolved, like the rivalry between Pyro and Iceman, for example. But others, as a trade-off, get trashed in the gutter, like Rogue, Mystique, for example. Not to mention all the side villains like Juggernaut, Arclight, or Callisto that gets unceremoniously snapped away in the last couple of minutes because Jean Grey goes rogue. Sorry, but goes basically mental. And yeah, let's talk about it. The Dark Phoenix plot in this is superfluous, to say the least. I'm sorry. I saw both reviews and snippets of the actual Dark Phoenix movie, and while that he has his own gajillion problems as well, I definitely take the actual Dark Phoenix storyline that is done better in that movie than this one. Even if it doesn't say that much, considering its own different factions. But between the two, I will say that this one does it more clumsily. It could have benefited just without it. Maybe replace it with something else, like, I don't know, the actual Hellfire Club as another faction instead of once again like the military or the Brotherhood. I don't know. It just feels confusing, to say the least. Also, some of the other anticlimactic things that happen. Professor X being killed halfway through, or Magneto being defeated by losing his power, except maybe not. I don't know. Or even some pointless cameos like Psylocke. Anyone who has been watching the X-Men or read the comic, watching the cartoon X-Men or read the comics, absolutely loves Psylocke. Even if we played the Capcom-made Marvel games. So having her just like that in the background, not to mention also, for example, Jubilee, which is not even in the main cut of the movie, just in a deleted scene.
Yeah.
Again, it all boils down to the problem of these X-Men movies having to deal with a lot of characters at the same time without the proper time to establish them. For all the slow pace that the MCU may have, it really benefits to have the characters being introduced one by one or a small group at a time, because otherwise the big movies that involve all the characters at the same time will feel just like these. Will lack the bite to them, because that's exactly what happens. Aside from Wolverine and maybe one or two other characters like Storm, everyone else just doesn't bite, and that's a shame, to say the least.
Yeah.
So yeah, of this original trilogy, I will take the second movie, even though it doesn't say much because it's still a kind of a bore fest. But anyway, time for the post-credit scene.
Here we go.
Here we are.
This is, in case you're wondering, Moira McTaggart, a recurring character for the X-Men.
She was mentioned earlier in the film, but yeah. Oh?
Yeah, I don't even know what they were going
Now,
with
believe
this.
it or
Maybe-
not, somehow...
Maybe with the extinction plot? I don't know.
Somehow, he gets his body back in time for the post-credit scene of the Wolverine. How?
Plastic
Why?
surgery.
I don't know.
Oh boy.
Yeah, just like what I'm pretty much done with my final thoughts. So, Jova, go on.
I'll just open this up with I realized another bit of a continuity problem with Bolivar Trask being there. Isn't he supposed to be dead? You know, considering how Mystique supposedly kills him and that's what causes the bad future and Days of Future Past.
Didn't he get thrown in jail?
No, remember. Remember, dweebs. Apparently apparently Mystique killing Trask is what leads to the eventual bad future with the Sentinels, even though it's still in this whole continuity. I guess humanity thought, hey, remember when that blue girl killed that guy? That was evil, we should get him! Oh boy, X-Men for the Last Stand. Like I said, out of the 3 original trilogy movies, I actually find myself coming back to this one the most. Like, I find it the most enjoyable. However, I will still recognize, though, that this is the weakest of the original trilogy. Like, okay, the first 2 may have been kinda dull, and the first one especially aged here and there, but at the very least, what they had was consistent enough tones, a consistent enough focus, a consistent enough plot, a consistent enough pattern, and I'm gonna say consistent enough action, even though I kinda feel like the final fight of X-Men 2 is kind of blah. Like, you get the Lady Deathstrike battle, and then after that, it's just stuff. But we're here to talk about this movie. Again, this movie feels like such a sad waste because it had the potential to be the best X-Men movie. Like, the movie starts off somewhat strong with the ideas of, how humanity has come to accept mutants better and how they're trying to move on, but in a way it's also backfiring here or there. Again, Beast is done incredibly great here and there. Logan's as cool as ever. The problems, of course, arise when the Phoenix Saga comes in. Like, okay, thinking back to it, maybe the Dark Phoenix does the Phoenix as a whole better, though it's still a worse movie than this because the way they do it is still pretty terrible. Like, I'm still on the fence of whether or not I actually think that Dark Phoenix does the Phoenix stuff better there. And even still, it's just because that one has a whole movie dedicated to it. But I'm not here to talk about how Dark Phoenix sucks. But for this movie,
We'll get to it.
the major problem with the Phoenix Saga here is that it's a drag on the plot. Like, okay, if you wanted to really have it share the same plot as this movie, then it needed better focus here. Like, even with the scenes with the Phoenix, they don't really do much with her. Like, they reduce the Phoenix to just being, a split personality who has the mentality of a child and I guess wants to go boom, 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 you're all dead. Like, what exactly was the motivation with the Phoenix in this?
You have to understand, like I mentioned previously briefly, the point of the Dark Phoenix saga is supposedly a character change, a psychological character change for Jean Grey as well. Mind you, in time, arguably people have said that the changes that she had, some of them for the worst. Again, I need to mention the bondage gear when she was part of the Hellfire Club. But there was indeed a change. It did represented her psychological instability, passing through and then eventually becoming, a good person once again. This is like the 20x fast forward thing to it, and she doesn't even have a redemption. Like she just gets to be killed, and Wolverine stabs her mercilessly.
But don't you see, she asks for him to kill her because
Also, not to mention the way Wolverine she stabs her, she should have just have some minor liver laceration. He didn't even need something like the lungs or the heart.
I
So,
guess she just lost the will to live.
womanly fainting noises. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, the Phoenix stuff is the biggest problem with this movie. It's just done so sloppily. Like, now the stuff with the mutant cure here, for the most part, is played straight and actually done pretty well. We see how it affects both sides. We see how it affects how Magneto even regards quite possibly his most loyal supporter. But the fact that she's human means he ditches her to the curb here. Like, it really is an interesting case study here and there. Heck, we could have lopped off those Phoenix scenes and maybe given them to, Angel maybe? Poor guy, like, he's there for the start, then he's there to hammer in the metaphor of freedom, and then he's not really much there. What a shame, too. Like, again, that is kind of a consistent problem across the original trilogy. It's like, well, there are certain characters who kind of get the shaft here. Rogue, Jubilee, Cyclops, like, for whatever reason.
Jubilee wasn't in this trilogy.
Well, no, actually she was in this trilogy, Dwibs, but in the background every now and then, despite the fact that her character kind of went to Rogue.
My guessing, again, I have no proof of this, it's just a guess. But I'm guessing, maybe I'm guessing because Jubilee was so, I'll just say, not that popular in the show.
Oh, well, no. Actually, James, here's the thing. She was popular. The thing is that she got critiqued for being the hostage, or, the teenager who constantly got in trouble and didn't get to do much. Like, she was popular. The problem was, this or that. So it seems like they thought, let's just get rid of her, and then they gave her character quirks to Rogue, seeing as how Rogue now takes the role of being the kid sidekick who gets in trouble a lot. Like, seriously, poor Rogue in these movies.
So, anything else, Ever?
The effects are the effects have definitely gotten to their best, I feel, in this movie, so there's a plus there. The music's good. The cinematography is actually pretty well done and shot. But I will admit, having looked at this now, yeah, the plot...
Oh yeah, we didn't actually mention the money involved here. The budget was actually really big, $210 million.
Well, I mentioned the budget.
And the box office?
Oh, yes, you did. 459.4 million. Just barely double the budget.
I guess word of mouth probably got on. There's one thing comic book fans do not take kindly to. It's characters getting.
Not just that. If you ask me, these don't feel a movie that costed this much to make. The rush nature and the rewrites feel clear, feel visible.
As one way you can tell was made by the director of Rush Hour. But yeah, going off of that, the pacing is definitely all over the place here. Again, mainly thanks to the gosh darn Phoenix Saga. Though I won't deny, stuff with the cure does go a bit in and out here and there. It really is a shame, but at the end of the day, we have to say that this is the weakest of the original trilogy. But it does extend, again, to my point that this whole trilogy as a whole feels like it aged badly. Like, not just in the sense of being a good or bad movie, but in the sense of also maintaining continuity between each other, mind you, or also setting stuff up for the future, because, like I said before, I like to jokingly call X-Men 2 the awkward in hindsight movie, and this movie isn't much better either.
Well, man, we brought up a couple of times during this. I mean, this one could barely keep in continuity of itself.
Oh yeah, that too. It's like, again, I feel this original trilogy feels a bit like Pick Your Poison. Like, again, X-Men 1 and 2 are good. They just feel like they kind of have dulled a bit. Whereas X-Men 3 feels like it's the more bright, colorful, more in-your-face action-filled movie. The problem is that it kind of suffers its intelligence. And yeah, that too. But it's okay, folks, because now we're heading on to the newer era of X-Men movies. I'm sure things will be better.
We started from going to the future to the past, because next time, it lives his favorite writer once again, Skip Woods. Give it a round of applause.
Yay!
Because
Skip
he's here
Woods.
to rule Wolverine and Deadpool at the same time, 2 for the price of 1. And we'll tackle X-Men Origins Wolverine. See you, everybody.
See you then.
See you later.